waiver, that even with the waiver, you still have to tell your parents that you're pregnant. So the child or the female still has to go through having to either be disowned or completely embarrassed or abused, because the waiver, you still have to go through the entire process of saying I am pregnant and need to have an abortion, and it's just going to take longer. So a waiver is even worse than parental consent. And I have a little fact here from religiousTolerance.org. That parental consent laws are opposed by a number of professional medical groups, including the American Medical Association, the American Academy of Pediatrics, the American Academy of Family Physicians, the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, the American Society for Reproductive Medicine, and the American Medical Women's Association. If all of these professional medical groups are against it, then why would everybody else be, opposing this? And from the American Medical Association, they noted that because the need for privacy may be compelling, minors may be driven to desperate measures to maintain the confidentiality of their pregnancies. Like Erica said, they will go out of state to try and get an abortion, which is much more dangerous. I mean, going out of state to a hospital that you have no idea about and a place that you don't know is far more dangerous than getting an abortion close to home. And like Erica said, there was up to back alley abortions. And this is a quote from an anonymous female. She didn't want to give her name because she was too scared. It's from religioustolerance.org. She said, "My parents never would have consented to an abortion. They would have thrown me out on the street and completely disowned me." And on uiowa.edu, this is a study done by Henshaw and Cost, which are two Planned Parenthood researchers. They say that abortion rights advocates filed lawsuits arguing that parental involvement laws violate women's constitutional right to an abortion. And I feel that, like I said before, this should not even relate to families who are stable. This is unnecessary for families that are stable and whose daughters choose to discuss their pregnancy with their parents. It is ineffective and cruel for unstable and troubled families because the atmosphere in which the daughter is reluctant to tell her parents she is pregnant will just simply be made worse by having to tell them. And the sexual abuse situation, well, the fact that if there's parental consent, this abuser, they don't want anybody to find out that they abused the child. They're still going to take them to get an abortion, but since there's parental consent, they're just going to do a back alley abortion, which is even more dangerous. So by not having parental consent, they can at least have one in a hospital or at a safe clinic instead of doing a back alley one, because you know for a fact an abuser is not going to admit to it anyways. So they're going to do it in a way that's unsafe if there's parental consent. And another study by Henshaw and Cost, they asked how many girls? It was about 1,519 girls why they were afraid to not tell their parents that they were pregnant. And the most frequent reason girls gave for not telling their parents is that they were afraid to anger their parents. More than 55% of the girls thought their mothers would be angry and feared that they would stop making them see their boyfriends. 32% feared more serious repercussions than being beat. 14% thought their mothers would try and make them continue with the pregnancy. And 80% of the girls thought their mothers would make them leave home. And 6% thought they would be beaten. So here we go. The mentality of these girls is they're too afraid to tell their parents because they're afraid of abuse. So with parental consent, is that they're not only afraid of being pregnant, they're afraid of telling their parents, that one person that should understand.